10 minutes late. Holy crap. Alright. We're ready to go here. We're ready to go. Switching to big stupid head view now. There it is. There's the big stupid head. And, wait a minute. I'm missing stuff. No, okay. Let's see. Do I update my progress every day? Let me, I'll check it in a second. Okay, so hey, I'm Eric. I'm making a game. It's called The God Killer, and it's going to be really good. I've got like the most grandiose plans for it, and like plans that scared me a little bit because there's some stuff in it that I haven't done before ever. Most everything I've done up until now has sort of been something I've done before. Exceptions have been 3D game programming, just kind of a large thing. 3D modeling, that's a large thing. That was new for me. Everything else has been pretty well-traveled set of skills and knowledge. So programming, I've been a professional programmer for 25-ish years. I have to keep updating that number because I get older. And I've done a lot of voice recording, I've done a lot of writing. I would call myself semi-professional at those things. Like I have taken like little gigs here and there, and then I've self-published a whole bunch of stuff, which is a way you can suddenly jump from unpaid status to paid status on something if you're able to sell a little bit of something. So another thing I've done in the past is music. Never with vocals. No, that's not quite true. I've done some limited experiments with vocals. I guess that's not quite true either, now I have to think about it. I have put together some songs that had other people's vocals in it as well as mine. Just on a limited scale. So the thing that has been worrying me a little bit is this idea of having musical scenes in the game. So I've had songs in games before, I've had songs with lyrics in games before. I've never had a song that played with music while the player was playing. And it's probably happened before in a game, but I haven't seen it happen. So I have actual scenes planned where characters sing like they're in a musical. And I'm feeling okay about it because I can't play it for you yet, but I made one song for one place in the game. I'm in the middle of editing it right now, and it's sounding alright. It's sounding kind of like, if you ever seen the show The Bunny Boosh, like one of the horror songs that they have in it, where there's some kind of bad guy in it who, some kind of monster who sings a song. It's like that. Okay, so I'm going to give a demo of this new thing I created called the Death Box, and I'm pretty proud of it. I whipped it up in one day. So there's a point in the script where M dies for the first time, and she the first time inside of this world that she's arrived at, and she's learning what the nature of the death experience is in this new world. And what I had her do was get destroyed and immediately be reborn inside of the egg, which is like a respawn point. And whenever you respawn, the game doesn't reset, it continues going on. You just become alive again. When you kill your enemies, the same thing happens to them. They are reborn inside of this egg thing. Okay, now she had earlier killed Billy accidentally, and she's surprised to see Billy again. And Billy, let me update this, is October 6th. We're going to show the death box. You can see a few changes up at the top here. My progress every day counter goes up to 170 days in a row with some progress made every single day of that consecutively. Okay, so Billy died, was killed, murdered by M, the main character, this little lady in the middle of the screen with red hair, and M was thinking by the rules of the old world, which she still had some memories of, that Billy was gone for good. So she sees him again, and she's overjoyed that she didn't kill him, or she thinks she didn't kill him, but Billy says, "No, you did kill me. You did kill me." I don't understand, M says. And then Billy says, "Okay, let me show you." Walk out to the middle of this bridge, and then M does that. Billy opens the bridge out from underneath her. M falls on the spikes. She dies, and she's immediately reborn at the nearby egg. She's like gasping and freaked out, and she talks about like, "Oh my God, there's like knives there and screaming and it's really horrible." And Billy goes, "Yep, that's what's always there." Okay. So I was dissatisfied. I was dissatisfied with that exchange, because we have M communicate that there's this horrible place that she was at, and that even though that she was gone just a moment, by Billy's reckoning or his experience or perspective, for her she'd been gone hours, days. Okay, so she'd been transported to someplace else and came back. I was disappointed because I didn't think any amount of dialogue that was kind of brief would be able to express the experience and how it caused her immediate actions afterwards to be affected. She becomes a full-on pacifist as a result of this experience. And I could either have her go on at length about it, but it would be breaking a guideline I gave myself for dialogue in games. It should be short and move along and let the player keep playing. Even if it's not a cutscene, if it's dialogue that keeps going while you're playing, if it's long, the player's just going to ignore it. So I thought, no, I actually need to create the place that she goes to, this terrible place, and show it as a really horrible place. I need to show it. So I did. I came up with this thing called the Death Box. And now when M dies, the first time, or any time on this particular level, she goes to this place called the Death Box. And I'll hit the play button and I'll show it to you. Okay, there's some parts of it they're not done yet. Here, let me resize. Resizing is a little bit tricky while I'm broadcasting. Okay, good enough. All right. So here is the Death Box. Now this hastily drawn mouth in the background is going to be an animated mouth that sings to you along with this song that I've written and recorded and I'm now editing. I don't want to play it yet because I want to play you later on the final version of it, which I think is going to sound pretty good. Pretty good. Maybe to some people it'll sound really good. Okay, she's in this place and it's full of knives, and the knives point at wherever she goes. This mouth, like I said, is going to be singing to her. So it's kind of creepy. And I can take any of these knives and I can make them stab down on her. So at different points in the song, there'll be certain notes that play that are strong notes, and these knives will come down and stab her right at that moment. Okay, so the idea behind this room is that she's sort of violently, forcefully ripped apart and put back together again, and that's the process by which she'll be reborn. But it's also maybe needlessly sadistic and vicious and painful and scary. The rationale for that is that God doesn't want you to die all the time. He wants you to, God, the character in this game, he wants you to avoid death. So he made it really horrible. So this is the death box. When you die in this level, you'll be here for a minute or two while the song plays through, and after the song finishes, you go back out and respawn like normal. And then, so after the player gets past that level, it's just kind of assumed that every time they die, or anybody who dies, they go through this same scary place, the death box. So that's it. I'll demo the knife stabbing thing, which is easier to do with the editor. I don't have it hooked up to like a audio timing yet. Let's see. I'll take off the maximize on play so it stays in the window, and I can mess with things off to the right. Okay, so it's playing. So I can take any of these knives. Let me get one of the big ones. Alright. So knife one. Okay, so knives have a stab amount from 0 to 1. If I have it, if I bring it in closer, then that's the stabbing motion. So if I take it to like 70% of the way there, generally that puts it in an area that looks like the main player is getting stabbed. And if I walk around, the knife kind of follows me around and stays at that 70% down point. And it jiggles a little bit, but these knives are just going to go down and come back up real fast. So it'll look good, and there'll be this kind of interactive animation. You can go anywhere in the room. It doesn't matter. There's no getting away from the knives. They're still going to stab you. It's just this inevitable, horrible process that M goes through. And so yeah, it's a show me, don't tell me approach to story. I just thought it was just too good not to have this horrible place for him to visit. So there's that, and I made a few changes to the third level. Let me make sure this is all saved. Or basement 3, I guess I've been calling it, upper basement. Let me go over to that. I think I didn't bring up my my chat window. Let me double check nobody's chatting me. Oh, nobody chat me. That's cool. Okay, basement 3 is loading. This one takes a while to load and play. It's got all these polygons in it from the spikes. You have to remember not to have a ton of levels that are just like the floor is coated with spikes, because it really is a lot of polygons. Now, if I just wait a little bit, I'll get the good lighting. I like the good lighting. It definitely looks better. I thought it was mostly calced. Okay. So while I'm waiting for the good lighting to kick in, I'll go over and show a little bit of audio stuff. Not the whole thing, but I'll show one thing that's kind of cool. So let's see. Save everything. So I've done these things before where I get audio from a bunch of people, and they record like some singing, and then I put them together so it sounds like it's a choir. Well, this one I did just me, and I was going Om, Om, and then recorded that in like a 1 octave up version of it, and recorded a whole bunch of times, and I put it all together, and it sounds like this. So it worked pretty well, I think. It sounds kind of creepy. Sounds pretty tight. It's easier to sound like you're singing in unison with yourself. Like if you are not that good of a singer, like a disciplined choir type of a singer, and you just record yourself singing, you're likely to sing everything exactly the same instead of having to conform with like a group of other singers. So it's a cheat. So if you sing with yourself, it's going to sound smoother for someone who's not a real talented vocalist like myself. So, like, you can hear like a lot of imperfections here. Like, there's sort of the voice breaks a little bit, and there's some extra warbling at the beginning. Arguably, it would sound better without it, but just get a whole bunch of me singing together. It sounds pretty good. I might be patting myself on the back too much, but so doing that. Are we? Do we have good lighting yet? No. God, this takes forever. All right. I'll demo without it. Hit the play, and also I'll show with. Oh man, I didn't do the maximize on play. Now I gotta stop it after it starts. But I'll also show the scene that I was just talking about and how it is lacking, and how I'll be able to fix it with the death box, which I'll move into this level after a bit. I'm not sure if I'll do a lot in this session other than this quick demo, because I really want to get back to the audio editing, and because it's my own voice, it's a little bit harder for me to work objectively while I'm streaming at the same time. Here, let's undo that and then do the maximize. So this wall pattern here, I got it from this very cool tool I have called Filter Forge. It just generates all kinds of textures. It's really cool. So this is like the one I'm looking at right now is a H.R. Geiger thing. Okay, let's try this again. Hit play. Also, this is the very end of my vacation, so I'll be going back to day job work tomorrow, and I will shave next time I'm on the stream. No neck beard. There'll be a beard, but there won't be a neck beard. This takes forever. It's all those spikes, all those little spikes on the ground. But I wanted them there because, dang it, I said maximize on play. You didn't. Oh no! After all that. Okay, one more time. One more time. I guess I probably clicked it before it was done unloading. so it ignored my click. Jesus. Yeah, I wanted all these spikes here because it's supposed to look excessive. It's supposed to look immediately threatening. Okay, so then I go back here to the game and I say maximize on play. And then I hit play. There should be a way to do all this while it's playing, but I've never figured it out. It's probably my own shortcoming there. So I'll demo this one level real quick, then I urgently want to get back to editing the audio on the song. And it's so kind of cringy to work with my own voice singing that I don't feel like I can do it while I'm streaming. There's very few activities that I have that problem with. But editing singing, my own singing, it just requires so much concentration for me to hear it correctly, and there's this little cringe element to it because it's my own voice. So I'm just going to demo this level, and that'll end the stream. It'll just be a demo stream. Rest assured, I will keep working off stream. Terribly slow frame rate while I'm streaming, and also I've got like 10 apps open. That's probably not helping. Okay, Billy, you're alive. Yeah. Yeah. Oh god, that frame rate. I didn't kill you. No, you definitely killed me. God, the frame rate. Usually it just kind of kicks in normal after a bit. I don't understand. Oh, this is just too much. This is just too much. It's a bad demo. I already demoed this level anyways. Let me end the stream with no demo of this level. If you really want to see it, you can go back and look at the last stream, which I think I demoed it right at the beginning. Actually, there's one called 3 New Levels, something like that. That one I demoed this and 2 other levels in it. And if you want to see it with the death box all hooked up, well, I'm working on it, and the song too. I'm working on all that. For the sake of showmanship, I might hide that progress so I can show you the full scene together with the music and everything. I think it's going to be really, really fucking cool. So anyways, that's a stream. That's a little stream, tiny little stream, a demo stream. Thanks for anyone that joined. Thanks for anyone that watched. We're making progress every day. And I am stopping the stream, stopping stopping. Oh, my computer is just grinding to a halt. Even like the cursor has got frame rate